Simplify. Assume that variables represent positive values. We are given the square root of 81 x squared y to the fifth, and we will begin by breaking this problem up into the product of smaller individual square roots, radicals, using our product property. So the square root of 81 x squared y to the fifth can be thought of as the square root of 81 times the square root of x squared times the square root of y to the fifth. And two of those are perfect squares. Two of the three, the first two, can be simplified. We have some further work to do with the square root of y to the fifth. So we know the square root of 81 is 9, and we know that the square root of x squared is x. However, the y to the fifth power is not a perfect square. However, we can take the square root of y to the fifth and think of it as being the square root of y to the fourth times the square root of y. If we multiply these two radicals back together again, we will get the square root of y to the fifth, and the square root of y to the fourth is a perfect square. So we have our 9, our x. The square root of y to the fourth is y squared, and you cannot further simplify the square root of y, so we're finished. So our final answer is 9xy squared times the square root of y.